Hello everyone, this is Econ Evan Ronis for the midterm one, where I'm supposed to present when I'm going to present sprint one and sprint two, the design part of the project. So to start with, I'm going to start with the user story of the sprint one. For the sprint one, the user story was as a menu. I want to hold a background with a title. So whenever the player launch the game, he's supposed to see the first background with a title. And this is the absentence character area. The menu must appear and the title must be on the window. As a menu, I want to hold a start button so that I can start the game. So basically, whenever you launch the game, you're supposed to see a start button, and whenever you press on the start button, you're supposed to start the game. And as a menu, I want to hold the quit button so that I can quit the game. So basically, on the menu, they're supposed to have a quit button, and whenever you press on quit button, you're supposed to quit the game. So this is the user story for the sprint one. So this is what it looks like for the sprint one. You can see whenever we launch the game, the application, we have the title here, space finger, and we have the button for to start and to quit on the menu. So and whenever we click on start game, the it takes us to the start game where the game is supposed to start. And whenever we click on quit, the application disappear, the application exit. So let's talk about the design part of this game. First and foremost, I started with the use case diagram. On the use case diagram, so we have the player, we have the actor which is our player, and we have the system which is our space finger. And whenever the player uh, press on start, he's able to start the game, and whenever the player press on exit, he's able to exit the system, which is the space finger game. So secondly, we have our sequence diagram. The player initiate the game, he launch the game, so and then he press on start. When he press on start, the game display the game display the start phase where you can see if you remember where you can see the player here. And then whenever now the player decide to exit, he can press on exit, and the exit will just exit the application, exit the game. So this is it for the sequence diagram. So now we go to the last part of the sprint one, which is the class diagram. So basically, this is the class diagram for that. I mean, this is the shortened version for you guys to see what's going on. So on the class diagram, I work mainly on the game panel. And for the game panel, uh, I build several. I put a lot of images so that whenever you launch the game, there is a first image that comes, that pop-ups, and whenever you press on start and you are now able to start the game, there is another image. All is done on the game panel. So there is a boolean value bool check at each sign. When the game is launched, this boolean value is always true, and that gives you the first image of the game. And then when you click on the start void game, the starting void start game, this actually change this actually calls another boolean value we check again if you press it on the start button. If you press on the start button, you render another image, and that gives you the second image of the game where you're supposed to start the game. So basically everything works here. I also created state so that the application knows whenever it's on the state where the game is already launched, the state where the game is only on the menu part. This is really important to figure out which state we are so that we can render the correct image for the game whenever you press on any button. So and also, as you can see, the game panel is aggregated to the main and the main window is aggregated to the main. So basically what it does, this is on the mouse controller and the main menu. This is where I designed the button. The button you can see here, start game and quit, and start game and quit game. That was built within the main window. Uh, that's it for the sprint one. So now we can go to the sprint two. So as a user story for the sprint two, as a menu, I want to hold the music so that when the game is launched, the player can listen to the music. So basically, when the menu is launched here, the music should already play, and the music should be quit when you quit the game. So as a menu, I want to hold a help button so that the player can press on it and see instruction on how to play the game. So basically, there is a help button on the menu, and whenever you press on help, it should take you to the game instruction. Also, we have as a menu, I want to hold the setting button so that the player can press on it and see the setting button. There is a setting button now on the game, and whenever you press on the setting button, it should take you to the game setting. Secondly, the last part of the sprint tool was I added two buttons. So as a mute button on the setting option from the menu, I want to mute the music of the game so that the player stop the music. So whenever we press on the setting button, it should take us to a panel where we can access a mute button, and whenever we click on the mute button, the music should stop playing. And lastly, we also have a mute button, and as an mute button on the setting option from the menu, I want to unmute the music so that the game can release back the music. So there is an unmute button on the setting panel, and also whenever I click on the unmute button, it should release back the music. So this is what it looks like for the game, for the sprint 2. So basically now we have the start game button, the quit button, and we also have the help and setting button. So whenever we press on help button, it's supposed to take us to the game instruction, how to play the game. And whenever we click on setting button, it's supposed to take us to the setting option where we can access the music and the unmute music. And then we can start the game again. And it's depend of if we decided to mute or unmute the music, we should listen or not listen to the music playing whenever we play the game this time. So how it works in terms of design. So now we have a new use case diagram. The new use case diagram allows the player to start the game, to press on help to see instruction, to press on setting, and to press on exit game. And whenever the player decide to press on setting, is able to access the mute and the unmute button, which is included into the setting panel. So secondly, we have the sequence diagram. For the sequence diagram, the player just initiate the game, and then whenever he launch the game, he's able to press start to start the game, press help to actually access the game instructions, press settings so that he can access the mute and unmute game screen, and exit. And whenever he exit the game, he exit the application. So lastly, we have the class diagram. The class diagram works pretty much like the first one, except that on this one I added files so that we can play music. I added files to play music, and I added new method to play the music too. And you can see those methods here. The voice set music mute, which has a boolean variable as a parameter. The boolean is music on. The void play music with a file sound and parameter, and the void loop music and the file loop sound. So that the music keeps playing instead of him to stop, he gonna keep playing through the game. So I also added a button to be able to go to the setting panel and the help panel. Uh, how does it work? It works pretty much like the start button. So there is a Boolean variable that check anytime. Whenever you press on one of those buttons, help, start, or setting, a Boolean variable is going to check uh, if you choose one of those methods. According to that, it's going to render the image on the screen, and is that actually takes you to another panel where you can have options, either options to mute the music or options to actually get to the game instructions. So the game panel aggregate main, and everything is also I also added more button on the main windows, and the main windows aggregate the mouse controller where we actually implemented the action listener of the buttons. So this is from here that we are able to tell the button to do instruction on to mute or unmute. And here we just draw the button. We just draw we just render the button on the game panel. Everything is drawn everything is running here on the game panel through the void game render that draw the mute and unmute option on the game setting. So and now everything is on the main, and the main allow us to render, to make everything place together. So this is all for the midterm, for the sprint 1 and sprint 2 presentation. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you for the final presentation. Thank you.